Hello, today we got to play Descent.
Legends of the Dark. There's a lot of Descents out there.
Legends of the Dark, okay? So this game is a beautiful role-playing game.
Basically, it's D&D in a box.
Yeah, so, but before we get into it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell because you like board games and that's what we do here. So, Randy, tell us more about this particular one. It just came out, didn't it?
It came out in 2021. It's been out for several months, but...
it finally made it to our table.
Well, I got it. We'll get to that in a minute on pricing. So the Board Game Geek rating for this is 8.0. The rank is 908. It's a 1 to 4 player game. Average length of play is 120 to 180 minutes per session.
Okay.
Age of 14 and up. The design is by Kara Sintel Dunk and Nathan Hajek. Art by Gary Storkamp and Preston Stone. It was published by Fantasy Flight Games. MSRP for this is $174.95, but they have it on Amazon right now for $130.02. Card House has it for $139.96. Miniature Market has it for $139.99. I got it as a deal of the day on Card House for $95.
Holy moly!
So
Score.
I snagged it when I saw it. So I don't know if you'll find it that cheap, but if you keep looking, you might find a good deal on it. So this gives you a ton of stuff in the box.
Yeah, I mean, so let's talk about obviously quality of pieces. So this literally is a little world. I mean, So you have staircases that actually lead to platforms. The fact that you can have a 3D, like multi-level area to play with is super cool. Because you can walk down into the different stairs and to find different rooms. And then also, so these 3D, yes, they're cardboard, but it still brings it to life without being full-blown miniatures, which I'm assuming has a cost reduction to it, right? Having cardboard versus full-blown miniatures.
I mean, it's hard to believe some of this is cardboard. I mean, when you look at the
really
detail on these, it's well constructed. It went together pretty easy, although there was a ton of punching and assembly. But the cardboard, I mean, to get a well like that is pretty incredible.
It's fantastic, yeah.
There's rituals, things that have books on them and candles, and I mean, it's really fine. And these bookcases are like solid constructed. I mean, these are, even though it's all cardboard, it ain't gonna come apart the way they did it.
Fantastic.
So we got a locking mechanism in it.
And also you have specialty dice. I mean, these dice, they're not just standard pips. They have different symbols to mean different things. Overall, quality of pieces, you get a lot in this. I mean, even the dial boards are really nice. They're not super loose, nor can you not turn them. Like, they're just right.
Yeah.
So they did a lot of good things.
And all the figures are very
and they've got actual miniatures.
Yeah, the miniatures, I mean, they're not like resin. They're actual hard plastic. So you have to be a little careful with them because of that. But
yeah, they need to. Yeah, I can't. Someone with a decent hand at painting, these will be super cool.
Yeah.
So that's kind of exciting. Quality. Oh, and the storage systems are top notch, right?
Yeah, it goes together. It's a huge box. I mean, I'm sure we'll put it up on the screen, but it's a huge box, a cube. And what scares me is on the cover it says Act 1. So I'm assuming there's going to be more of these coming out, and if they're all this size, it's going to take a room just to hold this game eventually.
Right, but the other piece of those, you can use more pieces. So, I mean, like, you can use them in other functions. Like,
well, if you're a role player, yes. If you're not a role player, like me, they're just in for this game. But
you could use them for role play.
So I mean,
let's face it. Most people who are going to play this do like role playing games. Otherwise, you wouldn't play it, right?
Yeah. All in all, the quality of this is just astronomical. I've got to give it a 10. I mean,
I'm going to agree with you on this one. When we opened up, we put it all together. And this kind of goes a tidbit of theme. It just went really well, and so I'm fine with the 10. And then I'm going to push us into theme because this draws you into the theme, right? So the fact that you're walking through a forest to go to the watchtower, and literally you're climbing upstairs to go up this watchtower, and I'm not going to spoil it anymore, but you go, into a castle and what you find there and all these different pieces of it. it's a story. And you're there and you're doing the things. So as far as theme, it's a 10. There's good storyline. You are in it. It feels like you're in it. I can't see not giving this a 10 for theme.
I'm not quite there. The main reason is this is an app-driven game. So first of all, if you don't like games that use apps, this is not going to be the game for you. Now, I will say, the original Descent was not an app version game, and I have the original Descent. It's a board game. It doesn't have the pieces like this. It's just a standard board game, but it's got a lot of pieces still. But the app is pretty cool, but there's a few drawbacks on the app.
It should be read. Why don't they have voice actors?
Well, they do have voice actors, but it's almost like a Legend of Zelda voice acting, where you get a lot of like just text and then there's like occasionally actual spoken words in it, and it's like they're kind of off-putting because you're going through and this phrase comes out of nowhere, but then it goes back into just words going on the screen.
I know. I agree with you, but I'm not sure that that's with theme.
Well, I don't know. To me, it is, because it takes you out of the story. Because it's a lot of it. Because
there is a lot.
You're
of text.
tabbing and tabbing and tabbing. It's like, okay, when do I get to the next thing where I actually do something? So there is a lot of text in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with role playing, it didn't hurt me so bad, but I think we all did complain. Why didn't they have voice actors? Why wasn't this just automatically being read? Mm-hmm. I mean, the thing is like, this game is so awesome in all the different aspects. We're complaining that the app doesn't have voice acting. You know what I mean? That's what I'm kind of like. We're nitpicking.
Well,
we're nitpicking.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how much it draws you into this, and when you actually build the world and you're actually playing in the world. I just feel like the app takes you out of it a little bit. So I'm not going to give it a 10. I'm still going to give it like a 9.5.
Okay.
It's still a great thematic game.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, though, I will say, they can update them, right? Like, it's an app.
It is an app. They could fix some of the quirks, which we're going to get into more of the quirks with the app when we get to gameplay, but we'll talk about for
Yeah. So it is app-driven, so maybe with future updates. Listen, I don't even care if I had to pay an extra $5 to get voice. You know what I mean? Like, having an add-on, I'll pay for it. By me, I mean Randy will pay for it. So just so we're clear. So now let's move on to Rulebook. So the Rulebook, you said...
Well, the rules are a little weird in this because part of them are in the book. So
like basic, the standard, how to get started.
It's got the how to get started. It's also got the walkthrough of what you do on the different actions. But then a lot of it drives you to the app to go through.
But the app didn't work. Like, you tried to press the little...
Well, that's where we're going to get the gameplay.
Okay.
The app did work. It's just, it was quirky.
Oh, okay. You finally got it.
But the rules it was just like, some of it was here, some of it was in the app. You kind of had to go back and forth between. So I didn't really like that. I would see ones where they put the rules into the app and they actually work pretty well. This one was not one that I felt like the rules were very well done in the app. The book is pretty good, but the fact that they keep telling you go to the app to get this and get to that, it was just really, really kind of wonky.
Yeah, it almost feels like that maybe they should have put everything in the app or everything in the rulebook.
I don't think, but the thing is there's so much. I mean, there is a lot. I mean, this book is, even though half of it's in the app, is 32 pages still.
Holy moly.
It's just, it's an RPG.
Yeah,
I mean, you expect a lot.
Yes, RPGs are like that,
So there's a lot to this game. Now, I will say that once you got playing it, it felt pretty fluid. It wasn't like the rules were, you had to keep forgetting this and have to go back. It was a lot of them.
Well, and the app made it really clear. Do this now.
Well, there were some confusion, like when you use the stats. It didn't really, for a while we were playing there thinking your hits gave you 2 bonuses, and ours were negative penalties because of might. But then it was like, no, there's no reference to that, which is because we just implied that because of your RPG experience. And I think Caleb kind of just ran on that tangent and just took us down a path that we shouldn't have gone. Once we realized, I think they're just for the stats, and I think we were fine. But for a little bit, I think we got a few extra hits. I didn't mind having a little extra hit. Well, I did because I got the penalty, and I already was like, that's one of my grievances with my character. But we'll get to that in gameplay. So for the rulebook,
the healer that doesn't heal.
Well, I didn't have a reason to, because y'all never got hurt.
We did too. I did too.
Towards the end, but most of the game, my character had no purpose whatsoever.
I got hurt going out of the forest, and I didn't get no heals.
So anyway, I'm going to give the rulebook a 7, just because of the back and forth with the app and the rules, and I feel like there was a little bit of uncertainty on some of it. It just wasn't 100% clear.
All right, now let's talk about gameplay. I don't know really how we're going to describe gameplay.
Well, yeah, we don't want to go and spoil it, but I mean, there's.
So basically, you can take certain actions. Those actions can include movement, attack, using ability,
search.
There's flip over a card.
Yeah,
I mean, this is very RPG-esque. And so now what I liked is when you did search things, like, okay, so when you did search things, there were multiple options of what you were doing with that
it was
thing.
a choose your own adventure, and I liked that a lot.
I did like that a lot. So I thought that was a really cool thing that they did, because as after there, I guess they're more apt to be able to do that, which is really nice. I'm really happy with. I had a lot of fun doing this. My only thing is we didn't get to go into that last treasure chest because we didn't realize.
Because during most of the game, you can fight the monsters and then do your searching when it's safe. At the end, when you fight the final boss of a level, that does not happen. You actually have to search things while you're fighting. Otherwise, you don't get to search things. And there was all kinds of interesting things we could have searched in that room.
But we didn't because we were on a timer because of things that we can't tell you about. We don't want to ruin it. But
just if you play, make sure if you're interested in what's in the stuff in the room, you search it before the game's over.
The final
before
fight.
That round's over. But you don't know. Fight. It doesn't tell you this is the final battle.
You know. If you're role playing, you know.
Well, this is just the first level. I'll say the first level that you will know. But you don't know if that's the way it's going to be throughout the whole game.
You're right. I don't know. But I'm just, for those that are going to go start this game because it's really great and they're liking role-playing and they're going to do this, just know, look at the things.
Yeah, I also will say, don't play with Caleb.
Why?
I was very frustrated during this game. So, let's point out, okay, this is my character. I was playing this lizard dragon hybrid dude, which seemed like a pretty cool character, except for all he did was have really wimpy die rolls, and he was supposed to be the healer.
Randy was not a very good healer.
One object out of the entire thing. Now, I don't have, where's Caleb's? Oh, here's Caleb's. Look at Caleb's. Oh, he's got his character. He's got his weapon. He's got his cloak. He's got his 2 potions. He's got some knives. I mean, he had to open every chest. He had to be the one to do this. And every time he opened it, he kept everything. He wouldn't give it out. I don't like that. You share and you open up and you share items. You don't hoard them.
And I will point out, he is not a thief in this, which shame on him.
Yeah, he was our wizard. But yet he thought he had to open every chest. And he thought he had to take every item that he got.
Well, I mean, most of the stuff fit him more than us.
Not all of it.
I didn't really know. I didn't get anything either.
No, I know. You got one. I think you got one thing. He got a ton.
Use item. Like you use it once. It don't count.
Saying, he hoarded everything.
And that's because we got 3 of them. That's why we got one.
I do not like people who hoard.
Yeah, well, I mean, next campaign, he doesn't get any of it. That's how that works. Like, you got everything first round, you're not going to get anything second round. So, I mean, yeah. Let's give it a score, because I'm concerned that if we talk more, we're going to give stuff away. What is your score for this?
Well, first of all, I'm not an RPGer, so this is not my thing. I did still have a good time playing it, apart from the character being awful and the fact that Caleb took everything.
We should have picked a better character.
I was forced into it. There were 3 of us. We didn't get to play with the 4th character. There's actually 6 characters, by the way. There's 2 that you don't get to start with. And then during the game, it's kind of like if you're playing a video game RPG where you have a party of 4 and you have to switch characters out. They have 6 characters, but you can only play with 4 at a given time.
Right.
So I was playing with this guy, and I didn't like it because they said, we have to have a healer. But Caleb took his character first.
We didn't have to have a healer this
we definitely didn't.
Because you didn't actually do any healing.
I did one time. And
to who? Not to me.
Yes, it was you. I healed you one time.
No, I drank water. I'm not.
I healed.
Anyway.
I'm pretty sure it was you, but either way, during the battle, you were the tank, so you got. But then Caleb thought he had to be the tank too many times.
No, the app chooses. The app chooses who attacks you.
Well,
so.
there was that was pretty funny though when they all targeted him. I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah. No, I will say with it being a little random, like the person in the back kept getting hit, and it's just like
Well, it doesn't know where you're at, so.
No, I know. I'm just thematically. It was like here is the big tank just dealt like half your health worth of damage. And you're gonna go shoot at the wizard that's way over there.
I honestly didn't mind after you stealing everything.
So I was like, this one is a little wonky, but okay.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, as far as RPGs go, this is a pretty amazing system they've got built. I'm probably going to give this one probably an 8 as far as because I enjoyed it. It does involve a lot of setup and takedown during the game, unless you just have a ginormous table that you're playing at that you can spread out. We used a play mat from a different game that we put on it. It fit really well with this.
It did fit. I didn't realize that didn't come with it.
No, it doesn't come with a play mat. That was from a game called Carnage that I backed from Kickstarter, but we've never actually played. But the playmat's really nice.
Many.
Playmat is really nice for this game. So.
Oh my gosh, guys, we have so many games we haven't played. Mm-hmm. It's never going to end, and you keep buying more. He just backed more games.
Of course.
On Kickstarter.
I'm pretty sure you got me some for Christmas, so it's not partly your fault.
What else am I supposed to get you? Like for his Christmas list, he's like, "Oh my Christmas list is on my board geek. My board game geek is up to date," and it's like, so those are my choices. I can buy you games for Christmas. There are no other options.
No, I told you could get me a new driveway, or you could.
Because that will fit in a Christmas box. But anyway, yeah, so...
I give it an 8.
8. For an RPG game, this was really awesome for me. I had a lot of fun. I wish I wasn't so tired when we played it. But I'm probably going to give this an 8.5 because we didn't get to see what was in the final chest. So, all right, guys. Well, we had so much fun, and we hope you guys did too. Hopefully, we'll catch you guys again later. Bye.